Great. Hello, hello. Welcome to a new episode of Mind Muscle Podcast. Today we have a beautiful guest, uh, Barbara Osiecka. Welcome to Mind Muscle Podcast.
Thank you so much, Mr. for having me.
You're welcome. Today's topic is actually something very interesting for me, and I think it's something that we have in common, both of us. Something that a lot of people went through, especially in the last 2-3 years because of the pandemic. Unemployment, and let's say it out loud. Unemployment is a bitch. How do you agree with that?
I do. It's not easy. It's not easy.
So before we start, Barbara, can you tell us a little bit about you?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so I'm originally from Poland. I came to Dubai 10 years ago.
Mhm.
I joined as an Emirates coming through, but I always say that wasn't my goal. I wanted to work in the office in the Emirates HQ. And after 2 years, I basically achieved my goal. And throughout this 10 years, I was moving internally and changing the position, but just move within the Emirates group, but just different companies.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Good. And what do you do right now?
Looking for a job, which is a full-time job, by the way.
How long have you been unemployed now, Barbara?
So now it's been 4 months.
4 months. How is the experience going on? How do you feel?
Okay, so the first 3 months, I approached it with the traditional way. I updated my CV. I was going on the LinkedIn every day, was looking for jobs, applying, but I was getting some interviews, but I was getting quite a lot of thank you emails.
Mm-hmm.
And after 3 months, like for me, it felt very long. And I was having a session with my mentor, and we were brainstorming, okay, what else can be done? And and then the website, the idea with the website came up, hirebarbara.com.
Mm-hmm.
So I just created a simple website and put it as a post on the LinkedIn, asking people to help me spread the word. And it just went viral.
Wow.
So yeah.
That's so interesting. For me, I never seen someone who has created a website and put the CV actually, or the profile on a website to get hired. That's so creative. How did that open the opportunities for you?
Well, it changed everything. Like I had, within that 4 weeks, since I launched the website, I had 60 interviews. And literally, like, companies were contacting me. So it's basically, the tables were turned, and the employees contacted me, and it was great because I attracted like-minded people. Mm-hmm. So people who value your creativity and value more your personality and can-do attitude than how much skills you have, because we all will be lacking some skills, but there are some skills that can be easily, someone can teach you that, and personality is more difficult to change, right?
Mm-hmm. Sorry, go ahead.
So thanks to that, I had literally, and the connection I had, it was from all over the world. Because even when I was saying I'm looking first as an option in Dubai, based in Dubai, people were coming back to me and saying it can be a remote option. Mm-hmm. So it was great that they just wanted to speak with me to see if I fit in the within the company. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't matter even if I would work remotely.
Awesome. I want to focus on your emotions and feelings a little more, Barbara. I understand it was like a roller coaster for you. Definitely, it was a shock when you first asked to leave. How was that experience for you, and how did you deal with it?
So yeah, so it was like it's a first time experience, and I didn't expect it, and it was quite funny because 2 years before that, right during COVID, my position was closed, and that was the time when I was like really worried about that if I lose a job or not. And to the point, like I was worried to the point that, I missed my friend's birthday, I was like isolating myself. And then 2 years later, at the least moment I expected it, I lost the job, right? So don't worry, never worry, because you just lose the moments that you can experience in the current time. So yeah, it was very, very difficult. You always have that uncertainty. Okay, what will be next? Will I find a job? Like I right away look, of course, at my finance, how I'm going to, support myself throughout the time when I'll be looking for a job. And yeah, and like right away started to be on the LinkedIn and network with people, talk with people, as well, like, the people who I know in Dubai. I was telling is like, I lost a job. If you hear about any opportunities, please let me know. Yeah.
And then there was a point where there was a shift in energy, right?
Yes, but I think like overall, like looking for a job is a roller coaster. Even like now, with so many interviews I had, now it came to time when it's quiet and I'm waiting for feedback. So you're still like, I supposed to get some feedback last week and I didn't. And now it's already mid of the week and I started to think, will I get the feedback this week or not? So there are things that you can't control. So that, like, even like this, this hirebarbara.com helped a lot. But at the same time, it's still, it's still challenging. I've got the thank you email from the company that they were hiring a little bit like higher volume of people. Yeah. And I've got the thank you email after a personality test. Right? So like clearly you're just, question yourself. It's like, how come I could fail on the personality test, right? Even though, particular jobs will have particular skills or personality you need, right?
100%.
But at the same, but that's on the conscious level. But on the like subconscious level, you still feel like rejected.
Cool. I'll take this opportunity to share for the first time ever. I haven't shared this before. My own personal experience with unemployment. Before I come back to you, because there's so many common points that coming across to me. But I wanted to find the right time to actually speak about it. I was unemployed for almost a year. Without a job. It wasn't easy, and what's funny, it's very similar to your situation at the time where everyone job was in risk and they were letting people go. I was a little worried. I was the one who was being asked to give the letters. So
okay,
it wasn't an easy job for me. It wasn't an easy task. It was very difficult to actually ask people to leave, and actually deal with the reaction of people. And at that time, my job was very secure at that time. But I was still worried that, okay, I'll finish the batch and then it will be my turn. Lucky enough, I survived. And almost 6 months later, out of nowhere, unexpectedly, they just asked me to leave. I'm like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's my turn now. Somewhere in my subconscious mind, and maybe this is me attracting it, I had an idea that one day I will be asked to go. When, I don't know, but that day gonna come. So I was mentally kind of prepared that this day gonna come, and I have to deal with it. I was sad for almost half an hour.
Mhm.
And then after that, I was like, okay, it is what it is. Then what I'm gonna do? Let me start looking for a job. Let me start talking to people. Let me start putting action. And I immediately prepared a CV and start talking to people, looking for a job. And I was positive for almost 2 to 3 months. And then when I couldn't find a job, you know, my energy started to drain, and energy started to come down, and depression attacks used to come more often. But I was like, I was able to pull myself out of it every time I get negative thoughts. Definitely, this kind of thoughts would have come. Okay, what will happen next? What if I didn't get a job? I'm getting rejected. How long this is gonna stay? I'm gonna, you know, I have a family to support. I have kids to send to school. All these thoughts were in place. And what I really appreciate about this time, that it opens opportunities for me. I met a lot of people that opened a lot of doors for me. I was able to start or kickstart my own business in coaching, and it actually showed me the fact that I can face any situation, whatever it is. I can deal with it. Yes, it might not be easy, but it build up self-esteem. It build up a lot of confidence, which I suffered with self-confidence earlier in my life. So it built up a lot of confidence that, hey, you can do it. It's not difficult. It's not end of the world. Just go for it. Just put an action plan and start working. And if it didn't work, put another action plan, start working on. And eventually I got the job. Not the job that I wanted, but it's a job. I have a salary. It's putting a roof over my head. So today I'm juggling between my own business, trying to build it up, and between my new job that I'm trying to learn, which is completely new to me. But I don't regret the experience. It was an experience that added a lot of value to me. It taught me a lesson that everything is possible. I can do whatever I want. I can attract, you know, I learned how to attract good life, good stuff to me instead of, you know, just thinking negatively and attract, you know, unwanted incidents in my life. And I heard that you're a coach as well, right?
Yes. Yeah, but that
Tell
was
me
actually,
about that. I'm
yes,
interested to know.
that was actually, well, coaching was part of my job as an engagement manager. So I introduced that. And then during pandemic, when we were on the lockdown, I've done the certification because I was like, you know, I have plenty of time. And I was like, yeah, I just, you know, I want to use it in a good way. So I've done that. And then as well, use the coaching in the next role. But I don't like, I like to have it as a part, I think, of my job, but having as a, like, for example, like you have, like, you know, as a pure business, like, I think, yeah, it isn't, like, I realize on the journey that it isn't something that the direction I want to go. Of my journey, yes, but like the pure journey, no.
Nice. I was thinking as NLP or for my next level. I'm a co-active life coach. Um, I specialized in mindfulness and energy healing. And then recently, I'm only focusing on athletes and athlete performance coaching. Um,
Yeah.
so NLP was in my agenda, but I think now as we speak, I've decided, no, let me focus on one thing and just drive it and go ahead with it, right?
But I think NLP will help as well, because it's as well a lot about the thinking, the words we're using, etc. And I think it is very important, like the words we are using.
Yeah. For me, I believe they are all, it's just a different approach of the same
Yeah.
thing. So at the end, the intended result is the same. The healing process is the intended result, right? People getting up with an action plan, getting up with something that people can do, and then eventually overcome a challenge or accelerate the process. So it's just a different approach to the problem, just a different perspective to solve the problem, right?
Yeah.
So this is what I believe, at least, because I have seen different coaching models, and they almost have the same elements, but they have different names.
Yes. Yeah, but I really think like it's important for like everyone to have a coach or a mentor. Like it helps so much. Like even like for me, on my journey with having a mentor, it was helpful because basically we came up together with the idea about the website, and actually I had a deadline to prepare it, and when I was pressing share, I was a little bit stressed. Because you're putting yourself out there, so it's always, you are afraid that you will be judged, etc. But having someone you're accountable to, it helps, because like I knew I had to press that share button basically. So yeah, so it's always like beneficial, in my opinion, to have coach or a mentor.
This is a very interesting point, because people miss the part that and I did this mistake earlier as well in my life. Well, I wanted to do everything by myself. I was like, okay, I can do this. So I was trying to build my own website by myself. I was trying to, build the entire business, doing the marketing, the social media, the design. I was trying to do everything by myself. But it was a point where we mentioned also in my last podcast that use an expert. Um, if you want to succeed in one thing and you are not the expert, use an expert that can help you reach to your specific goal. If you, for example, if you are going to do sport, find a personal trainer, because the personal trainer knows exactly what needs to be done for you to reach to your goal. As simple as that. But if you went by your own, you might reach your goal, but it will take
Longer.
ages. Yeah, it will take longer. Similarly, whatever goals you have in life, if you are not the expert, find an expert, and you can call it whatever you want to call it. You can call him a coach, a professional coach who can help you and support you. You can call him a mentor, someone who can, and as you said, be accountable of whatever you want to do. Because as a human being, we don't tend to, commit to things when we are accountable of it ourselves. When there is an external party holding an external party accountable, then they will be like, oh, no, I better do it, otherwise that person is gonna kick us or something. So having someone externally accountable will always help us to achieve the goals faster, and actually stick to the plan. And as you said, if it was me, I wouldn't press the share button, but I know that there's someone there gonna ask me, did you release it? Send me the link. Someone watching me, whether this is going live or not, this is posted or not. So it's a very interesting point to use experts, and especially in this region. You don't find people going to experts. They feel, especially when it comes to personal level, things that they are very personal. The ego is very high. The ego stands in front of us, like people will judge you. You know, the stereotype of especially in this region, the stereotype of going to psychiatric is like, you're crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that stereotype is still there.
Yeah.
And something else, one of the other challenges of going to expert is people think about the cost. No, this is expensive. I can't afford this, but they don't mind, you know, buying expensive stuff. They don't mind going, for example, and having dinner in an expensive restaurant and pay 2,000-3,000 for a dinner. But the same amount to invest in themselves and hire an expert is, oh, no, it's a lot. So
Yes.
this mentality, it's still not yet developed in this part of the world.
Yeah, but I think like even overall speaking about having like your support system, it's very, very important, right? So it's like it might be in the form as well, like as we talked about the mentor coach, but as well like the people in your environment, because like as well like on the being unemployed, right? Like there are the moments when it's like, okay, what's happening? There's like nothing happening. And you don't know, okay, you will have that job or not, you'll get an offer or not. And having as well like people who will, you know, motivate you and just check up on you if you're doing fine, or even like through the post. Actually, I met another woman who is also looking for a job, and we are now exchanging, you know, the experience. And it's great because she, like, I will say it's like, oh, my week was quiet, and she'll say mine was too, and you feel automatically better because you don't feel like you're in this alone, and you see, okay, nothing wrong with me. It's just this week is just quiet, maybe because it's the end of the month or something, reporting, etc. So it is help, like it's very helpful, at least for me personally, to have that support system that can push you through the moments when you're like, yeah, you don't, like your energy is low, because it's a human thing, right? That we have some days we're like, yeah, full of energy, we're going to nail it. And then the next day you feel like, no, you can't even like look at LinkedIn, let's say.
You know, having a support system is a unique way to push you. There are days where you find yourself very low, and you need someone to talk to. You need someone to push you. We often have goals and tasks that we want to do during the day, but if you don't have people that actually comes and be let's say being there for you, being accountable of whatever action you want to take. I tried it myself. I was trying to be more active on social media, just a simple example. And I was pushing myself. I was on and off, doing it sometimes, and sometimes not sticking to to the plan. But then when I had an accountable person that actually comes and asks me, I know, oh, okay, she's gonna ask me next session, how many videos did I post? So I better post, because we agreed. She was pushing me, because she was like, how many videos are you going to post on daily basis? I'm like, on daily basis? No, I can post 3 videos a week, which is like, no, you're gonna post 1 video every single day. Like, doable? I said, yeah, it's doable, but I said, but what? Do it. I said, okay, I'll do it. And then every single day before I go to bed, I remember, okay, I better post, otherwise she's gonna ask me.
Yes.
To so
She'll ask you first thing in the morning.
yeah. So in times where we actually need that support system, it's better that we don't wait for people to come and support us. We don't wait for people to actually approach. If you need support, please go and ask for support. If you need a mentor, go and search and find a mentor and approach and talk to that mentor. That, hello, I really like you, and I want you to be my mentor. And expect that they're gonna say no. It's normal. And
Yes.
then find the next and find the next until you find someone. If not one, find 2, find 3 people. Create your support system, and instead of because what people would expect, again, I'll go back to the part of expectation. We build an expectation that we have friends, we have family, these people should be looking after me, and they should be supporting me. Like, hello, everyone has their own things, everyone has a difficult life and things in life that they have to deal with, and unless I go and ask them, they're gonna get busy. They will be there today, tomorrow, but then if it is, unemployment is not a weak thing, it's a journey that requires a lot of patience, a lot of actions until you find actually the right job, not the job.
Yeah, the right one. Yeah.
The right job that you feel that you can be productive, you can be happy in this job, right? So it's a journey, and for you to survive that journey and be at your top every day, creating a support system is an amazing idea, and you got to go and create it.
Yeah, and then it's interesting, like what you said is like, yeah, we expect people to come to us, but like we shy to ask for help.
Yeah.
And even like for me, like over the years, I've learned to ask, because I was the same as like, yeah, I can do everything by myself, you know, but it doesn't mean that you have to do everything by yourself.
Yeah.
And incredible, people are actually helpful. Like the amount of help I received, you know, from random people from all over the world, in terms of the CV, in terms of the tips of how to nail the interview, or even, you know, some additional tips on my website, or, you know, how to position myself as an expert. Like, it's incredible. Like, and you know, and if someone comes and asks for help, like most of the time I will agree, right? And I'm sure like it's the same for you. Like if someone comes and asks, yeah, you're like, yeah, if I can, I will help. Why not?
Yeah.
But we shy away, and it's like we're afraid to ask, I think, to hear the no.
Exactly. And I think you took the right decision of, you know, putting your ego aside, because it's often our ego that stops us from approaching people and asking for help, right? You put your ego aside, and once you had that ego on a side, now the true self comes up, and people are ready to help. You open doors for yourself. You didn't wait for people to come and open doors for you, right?
Yeah, people like to help people that help themselves. So if I think like if someone is seeing that someone is taking action, yeah, I'm like more eager to help that person, right? And it's the same for me if I go, because I very often, like if I have opportunity, I will ask someone for an advice, and I take action then, right? And because I know if I don't take action, the next time I'm going to that person, most probably they also like, there's no point of sharing my knowledge with that person because they're not acting on it, right? So yeah, but it's just like if you're taking some steps and actually, you know, you're taking some action, then people will be more eager to help you.
And I think mindset plays also a big role here. What is your mindset? What was your mindset during this time? What were the thoughts and emotions that you were going through?
Yeah, so I had that moment. Well, I still have sometimes the moments when I'll be thinking like, will I find a job? You know, because if you don't get any feedback, like you're kind of hanging, so you will wonder automatically. But at the same time, like I'm very determined to achieve my goals, and I do achieve my goals because like I've done it in the past. The goals I haven't achieved is the ones that I decided that okay, this is not what like I want anymore. So that was like a conscious decision. But I do achieve my goals. So it's for me like there's no other option. So I have that in the back of my head. And I think that drives me and keeps me, motivated. And as well, help from people. Of course, I had some haters on on my posts. But most of the people, like 99% people, were helpful, and I'm actually still replying to all the comments that people left because they all took some time to support me. So I just want to say thank you, and it helps as well. It keeps you going because you see so much support, and so it helps you to push through. Yeah, but I as well sorry.
Yeah. My question was, on that moment when you have these negative thoughts, you have a choice whether you want to, overthink it, or you just, okay, the thought came, I'm gonna deal with it. Am I gonna let it drag me and pull up another thought and then another thought and then put me in a depression mood, and then because it's a cycle. A thought brings up an energy, and that energy opens up the door for emotions, and then emotions ignites thoughts, and then thoughts again puts up to the same cycle until the circle is bigger, right? So you had a choice to take whether I want this thought to drag me, or okay, the thought came, hello thought, welcome, go back to the to the drawer and close the drawer. Okay, now the next thought, right? You consciously took that decision that the thought is there, but I'm not gonna give it a lot of attention. I'm gonna focus on what's important for me.
Yes, yeah. So basically, for me, whenever I have that, the negative thoughts, questioning, let's say if I find a job, I'll be like, okay, but what if it all turns out? It's just flipping. It's just making it positive. That's the one thing. I will keep myself busy as well, because when you're busy, you don't have time to think too much. Awesome. So then you easily forget about your negative thoughts. And as well, I do the gratitude journal. So it's again, it's refocusing on the things that you have, right? And as well, I do, I write things I'm grateful things in advance. Yeah. So I will as well, write oh, I'm grateful for an amazing job with great people, great culture, etc. But all the small things. But basically, yeah, it's a distraction. I don't stay there if I have that thought. It's just redirecting for something positive, or just doing some task, even if it's a simple a chore thing. something, manual washing the dishes, let's say, but it just helps because you're completely focusing on something else.
Cool. These thoughts, they go into your subconscious mind. And if you didn't actually bring it into your conscious and decide that, oh, I really want to change this, it's gonna eat you alive. And that's a dangerous stage where I've seen personally a lot of people going through that. And the question was always, okay, how do I get out of this? I'm stuck here. How do I change the fact that I'm depressed? And for me, the way I look at it is, it's not easy, but it's simple.
Yeah.
Right? It's not easy, but it's a simple process. It's a conscious decision that, okay, I don't know how I'm gonna get out of this, but I know what I can do today. Right? So focusing on what I can actually do at this moment takes a lot of stress away, because I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow, but I know that today I can work on my CV. I can decide what kind of jobs I want, and that's an important point. Deciding what kind of jobs I want. That's a start point. At least that's something I can do today. Then tomorrow comes, and then tomorrow again I take another decision, and then people don't understand that decision making is not something that I do just once. Decision making is something that I do every single moment, right? So every single moment I decide that, okay, I'm gonna do my best to find a job. I'm gonna think positive and I'm gonna find a solution every single moment. And instead of, I can decide the next moment that, oh, okay, I want to be depressed. I want to be dragged by these negative thoughts. And I allow it in, and then I stop the action.
Yeah. And I think as well, like what happens if you think about, if you lost a job, right? And you think at that point is like, oh my God, how am I going to find another one? And you have so many emotions that you first have to process. Then it's overwhelming, the finding new job, and it's just completely new reality. But if you focus, as you said, one day at a time, okay, so what can I do today to bring me closer to my goal, which is finding a job? And it might be, just going on LinkedIn, checking what is the jobs available, working on my CV. And it's like, this is doable, right? Because it's the small things you have to do. And then the next day comes, as you said, and you take another action. And then slowly, you achieve your big goal.
I had a shocking fact that I came across just last week. We decided that we're going to do this podcast. I just randomly put a question in my Instagram story, and the answers that I got from people shocked me. I asked, what is unemployment? The question was, unemployment is, and just complete the sentence. The answers that I got around 10 answers. All 10 answers were positive, and most of them were around opportunity, new opportunity, opportunity to do something new, another door that opens up. And I was shocked because I have asked the same question when I first lost my job, and the questions and the answers were, it's too bad, it's depression, it's a lot of negative energy. It was all negative comments and negative I got. and now I think people are getting more mature. They're understanding that job is not everything. Um, your life shouldn't be only job. You can actually create your own job. You can actually create your own business if you want to, if that is what you want to do in life. Some people will be very happy to have a job, and some people, no, I don't want to have a job. I want to be, I want to do something different. And this could be the opportunity, especially in this part of the world where when you get laid off, you actually get a very good compensation.
Yes,
Right?
that's true.
So you actually have cash to start something partially with this cash if you have that idea, or you can just sit and spend that money until you get your next job.
Yes, yeah, but I think as well, like the whole COVID showed people that job is not your full identity.
Yeah.
And it became normal that like you can lose a job, because even nowadays, like I've seen in the news, like there are a few companies that are laying off their employees, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it became something very, very normal. So as you said, it gives you opportunity to reevaluate. Okay, what do I want to do? Do I only want to work for one company, or do I want to have a mix? Like you have, like, okay, working and then building your own business, or maybe a freelance is a way to go. So yeah, I think like that open as well, like people's mind and perspective on what is possible. Because even for me, like now looking at the workplace, I as well look from different perspectives. And I would love to work for the employee who has, that future mindset, future working mindset, having more flexibility, rather than, having like this traditional jobs that you have, 9 to 5, you must be at work, etc. Because like if you're productive, if you're delivering the work, well, and if your job allows it, of course, because some of the things, like if you're in a customer service, of course, you can't work from home.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just, I think it changed a lot of people's perspective and what they are looking for, and and what is the possibility.
Yeah, not only people, it changed a lot of companies' policies and procedures as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of flexibility came into workplace today. You can basically work anywhere just from your home. The concept of office working has been, I think, changed forever.
Yes.
And I can see in every company that they have introduced work from home policy. I used to work in HR, so we struggled for years to put a plan for working from home policy for years, and the proposal was there for almost we almost used to pitch for it every single year, and it wasn't getting approved until COVID came, and the entire working from home was possible in just 1 month.
It's incredible, right?
Yes. So it shows us that opportunities are there, but just people are very afraid of a change. If you just look at opportunities, you will find so many doors that you just need to go and open the door. And you know what I felt during my time when I was unemployed? It's like a bus stop station, right? Where especially in Dubai, the pace of life is extremely fast, and you don't actually feel how your days goes, and you just okay, go to work, come back, go to gym, blah, blah, blah. And then 1 year has passed, and oh, I've been working in this organization for 13 years. Oh, wow. And then I had no sense of direction. I'm just working because this is the job that I have. But when I lost my job, I had a chance to, take a step back and think, oh, okay, what do I need from life? Is this what I want? Um, I'm in my middle age now, okay? Half of my life is gone already. But do I want to spend the rest of my life just like that? Or what do I want in life? So it's a very good stop station where I take a step back and think about what do I need in life, and then take action based on that.
Yeah, and I think like it's great what you said when you mentioned that it wasn't like you wouldn't trade that experience, right? Because like it allowed you to change in a positive way, right? So for me, it's exactly the same. Even though okay, losing a job isn't nice experience, but like I do believe in the long term it will be better for me. And even like now seeing with how many people, I connected and even asked, okay, right?
Mhm.
Like most probably, if I didn't lose a job, we wouldn't be even talking.
Yes.
Right.
100%.
So there's like so many good things can come out of this. And like you can, as you said, that you had a similar experience where you met as well so many people, right? During the unemployment, because you are kind of forced to take more action, right? So you're putting yourself more out there. I'm going for more networking events than I used to. And like now I'm a strong believer, like you should network all your life. It doesn't matter. You're working, you're not working, you're looking for a job, you're not. No, it's like you should network all your life. No, but it's like only that experiences gives you these opportunities to see and change your ways.
Yeah. Great. Awesome. The time passed. I didn't feel the time actually. First of all, I want to thank you so much for stepping in, being open to talk about your experience. It's not easy to actually putting that all these emotions and experience out there for people. So thank you so much for that. And I hope that this session helps a lot of people out there who are actually going through this journey, who are actually looking for something to help them out. Looking forward to see you, inshallah, in future when you get a job. I want to talk to you again. And
with the success post.
yes, inshallah. Until then, I wish you all the best, and I believe that you will get a beautiful job that you will enjoy very soon. Just don't rush the results. Be patient, be positive, and at the right time is gonna come.
Yeah, I know it's a matter of being patient and a little bit of waiting, yes.
All right. Barbara, thank you so much.
Thank
and I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a lovely night.
Bye.
Bye.